They did it. My fellow professors made me do it. I had to watch Disney Zombies. I don't know if you guys know about how much of a movie lover I am. I love movies. I love B movies. I watch all sorts of movies. I try not to watch bad movies. But Professor Marsing entreated me with this fine film right here. And I'm here today, as hard as it is, to give you a political science review of Disney Zombies. Let's start with a quick synopsis. The movie begins. We see how the zombie world has unfolded. A dangerous lime soda accident has happened at the chemical plant, infecting only half of the city, the fine city of Seabrook. And that is pretty much all. It's pretty much all the background we get to this flick. But we immediately meet our first protagonist. Her name is Addison. She is the prototypical cheerleading type girl. She is perfect in every way, except for one, which I will not ruin the movie for you. I want you to watch it and see what you think. She has a secret. But she is very ready for her first day of freshman year, where she will soon meet our second protagonist, a boy by the name of Zed, who is a zombie. There is nothing really much telling of that he is a zombie, because the government has introduced some kind of bracelet that keeps his zombie tendencies down. Which, we'll get into in a little bit. But the only thing that I can tell this man is a zombie. He has green hair, which apparently zombies have green hair. I've never seen that before. And he wears a lot of eyeshadow, which I could see zombies doing. Of course. Their first day is at the gorgeous Seabrook High School, where they have implemented the first school to integrate both normals and zombies together. This is setting up to be a fine movie. In their first day, we meet this cat. His name is Bucky. He is our antagonist. He is also Addison's cousin, and he is the cheer squad leader. I should mention that this movie is mostly about cheerleading. It's a cheerleading movie. It's a zombie cheerleading movie. Thrilling. Simply thrilling. This man, Bucky, is not a fan of zombs. As a matter of fact, he's fairly afraid of them, but that will come into play later through the movie. So eventually, hopefully, our two protagonists will find a way to make it through this difficult world of high school. Him being a zombie, her being a normie, and not only just a normie, she's a cheerleader, and he's trying to be the star of the football team. Cliche comes to mind, but I digress. Let us try to figure out some kind of political science references in this movie that I hope that you find. First, number one, I've found three that I hope work. First of all, there's a very serious apartheid. What is an apartheid? I'm glad you asked. Apartheid is legislation that upholds segregationist policies. Segregationist policies, we're talking about one type of person being segregated from the next. We see this in their neighborhoods. This, of course, is the normie neighborhood. Look at how beautiful these houses are. They're just gorgeous. Look at how perfect the flowers are. Look at how small and tiny that car is. It's remarkable. The grass is perfectly cut. Addison's parents are both heads of state in their city. They are working together to create a great Seabrook. Let's take a look at the zombie neighborhood they call Zombieland, and we see for some reason bikes painted green and purple are what define Zombieland. I don't know. Let's go with it. But the one thing I want you to realize is in this movie, you are going to see apartheid at work. You will see a wall between these two worlds, much like we saw in South Africa, where the whites and the blacks were literally separated by walls and different cities essentially in the same city. This is not unique to South Africa. Right now, there's an apartheid in Israel. We have the Jews and the Palestinians separated by a literal wall. And while America does not necessarily, especially in our political field, does not comment on this, this is something interesting that you should take a look at. Secondly, there is a lot of in-group, out-group dynamics in this movie. You will see constantly the high school politics of who is cool and what it takes to be cool. This is not unlike a lot of real politics that take place in real life in Washington, D.C. You see Addie and Zed constantly fighting to remain a part of their in-crowd. For Addison, it is her cheerleading group. She is trying to remain part of this group. She wants to be a part of this group, but she's trying very, very hard to not let it show that she cares for this zombie boy, Zed. However, Zed also has to remain cool with his own in-group, which are his fellow zombie friends, who think that normies like Addison and their ilk are constantly against zombies and they should not be alike. This reminds me of a very particular person. One Mitt Romney, who is a Republican, right? But he often goes against some of the Republican policies put in place by our president, who is also Republican. And we can see here in this picture that there's a lot of angst between the two. Both of them are trying to figure it out and trying to remain inside the in-group. Lastly, revolution. This I found the most interesting part of this movie. That zombies, one in particular, really wants to create some kind of revolution inside Seabrook. But one of the most important things that you'll find throughout this movie is that revolution cannot be a solo act. It takes many to create a revolution. Zombies want to feel included and not feel like they're second-class citizens. One zombie in particular, her name is Eliza, and you will see her in this movie constantly think, protest, revolution. She is the character that I probably most adhere to because she wants to change things. But this character reminds me, and this may be a long shot. This may be a long shot, but she kind of reminds me of a young George Washington, who knew that it couldn't be done with just him. In order to start a new country and rebel and start a revolution against the British, he knew that he had to gather the ranks of other rebels in order to overcome and start this new great nation. So, those are my three thoughts on the political aspect of Disney's Zombies. But I'm sure you all are wondering, how do I feel about the movie? Well, Let's see how I feel about Dr. West's rating of Disney's Zombies. First, story. Oh gosh, I can't tell you how angry I was at times looking at this television screen. The dialogue is poor at best. There is really no real story. First of all, it's a lot of build-up, and they end the movie within 15 minutes of a resolution. Poor storytelling. Characters. There is very little we learn about any of the characters. I would have liked a little more background on Addison and her parents. I feel like there was a dynamic there that I missed. Also, Zed and his dad seem to have some kind of relationship that isn't really explained throughout the whole movie, especially with his little sister. He has a little sister that I think is fairly interesting throughout the movie. Characters, B-. Cinematography. I mean, why is everything pink? Why is everything pink? It's either pink or green. I understand. I understand they're trying to create a world of of this is normal and this is bad. And the green representing the bad and the pink representing the good. But I read so many things about this movie while I was preparing this video, and a lot of them feel like it's like racism wrapped around a Disney movie. I'll leave that up to you to for you guys to tell me what you think. Lastly, my overall rating of the movie. What do I think about it? What grade do I give this movie? Well, the grade that I'm going with is it makes your eyes bleed. Look, it's not the worst movie in the world. I've seen worse, believe me. Until you see Manos, The Hands of Fate, which is a real movie and it's really bad, you will not know what horrible, horrible movies are. But this movie is up there amongst one of the worst I've ever seen. However, I can find some light amongst all of this really bad movie making. It does have some points that I think you should pay attention to, especially from a political science aspect. I hope you guys enjoy it. You know what? I take that back. I hope you don't enjoy it, but you come ready to bring it on Monday with some of the scenes that will just make you absolutely cringe. I hope that this review was somewhat useful for you. Please let me know in the comments if it was. You guys are my favorite class. I love this class so much. Thank you for everything you guys give to me, and I hope you took something from this. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye, guys.